the forgotten performer theory. But here's where things start getting really strange. Because once we stop looking at the performer herself and start looking at the places connected to her, an entirely different picture begins to appear. And honestly, it might explain one of the weirdest mysteries in the franchise. Think about every location we've seen. Restaurants, underground facilities, research rooms, storage areas, maintenance tunnels, performance stages. They all seem unrelated at first, but hidden underneath almost every major location, there's one repeating pattern. Observation. Not entertainment, not robotics. Observation. Security cameras everywhere. Monitoring systems. Behavior tracking. Movement detection. Access logs. Employee reports. Audio recordings. Everything seems designed to watch. And that's strange, because for a company supposedly focused on entertaining children, they spend an awful lot of time studying people. Now here's where our performer becomes important again, because unlike many characters in the series, she doesn't rely on sight, at least not in the traditional way. She listens, she tracks movement, she follows sound, she navigates entirely through awareness, not vision. And that's a huge detail, because modern AI systems work similarly. They don't see like humans. They analyze information, patterns, inputs, behavior. What if the performer wasn't designed to entertain? What if she was designed to observe? Suddenly, everything changes. The closed eyes stop looking like a design choice and start looking like a clue. Because the machine doesn't need eyes. It gathers information another way. And if that's true, then maybe other characters were built around similar concepts. One learns through imitation. One learns through observation. One learns through interaction. One learns through performance. Different machines, same objective, understanding people. And once you realize that, the entire facility begins feeling less like an amusement center and more like a giant experiment. An experiment designed to answer one question. How do humans behave? When they're happy, when they're scared, when they're alone, when they're grieving, when they're desperate. The machines weren't simply entertaining children. They were collecting data. Now, before anybody grabs their pitchforks, I'm not saying every animatronic was secretly some supercomputer, but the theme appears repeatedly. Characters learning, adapting, changing, remembering. That isn't normal behavior for simple mascot robots, especially in the earlier timeline. And yet, it keeps happening, which brings us to another strange detail. Memory. Because memory might actually be the most important concept in the entire franchise. Not remnant, not agony, not possession. Memory. Think about it. How many major events happen because something remembers? A soul remembers. A machine remembers. A location remembers. A family remembers. Everything revolves around the past, refusing to disappear. Even the performer seems trapped in a repeating cycle. The same song, the same movements, the same routine, again and again and again, almost like she's preserving something, a memory. And if memory is the real connecting thread, then the performer's role becomes much bigger. She's not just a dancer, she's a symbol of people trapped by the past, unable to move forward, unable to let go. Which sounds familiar, because that's basically every major the father, the children, the machines, the victims. Every single one is trapped by something that already happened. And suddenly, the performer's endless dance starts making a lot more sense. Because maybe she isn't dancing for an audience. Maybe she's replaying history. The same way the entire franchise keeps replaying its own history. Old mistakes, new victims, different faces, same tragedy. And if that's intentional, then her character might be one of the biggest pieces of symbolism in the entire series. But we're not finished yet, because there's one final mystery we need to discuss. Why does this character keep appearing in fan theories despite having relatively little screen time? It's simple. Potential. The performer sits at the center of dozens of unanswered questions. Questions about family, questions about memory, questions about identity, questions about human consciousness. And because those questions remain unanswered, fans keep returning to her again and again, searching for clues, searching for meaning, searching for connections. Some theories are probably wrong, some are probably partially right, and some might accidentally stumble onto the truth. But that's what makes this franchise so fascinating. The mystery never fully disappears. Every answer creates two new questions. Every solved puzzle reveals a bigger one. And characters that once seemed unimportant suddenly become crucial years later. Which means the performer might still have secrets left to reveal. Maybe her story is finished. Maybe it isn't. But one thing is certain. The next time you see that elegant figure moving through the darkness, listen carefully. Don't focus on the glowing eyes. Don't focus on the jump scares. Don't even focus on the music. Pay attention to what the character represents. Isolation, loss, memory, observation. Because hidden inside those themes might be the key to understanding far more than just one animatronic. It might help explain the entire story. And if that's true, then one of the most overlooked performers in the franchise was never background decoration. She was a clue hidden in plain sight from the very